We currently have 26 in the fleet across the 5 offices, so they're kind of scattered out. Like each office has, 5-6 trucks at it, kind of thing. And then we use rental vehicles in the summer to balloon up for peak season. So yeah. We had a few early ones that were very small companies, TSM Mobile. I don't even know if you're familiar with that. It's like things that our franchise,
sure, but there's tons of them out there. There's just literally hundreds of them out there.
There is now, and now they just seem to be kind of exploding all over the place. So back then it was whatever the preferred vendor our corporate office signed a deal with, and so we got on board with them back early on.
Like Verizon Connect or something like that, right? Like Samsara or some of those bigger companies.
Yeah. So, and this was a small one, and then we ended up having to leave them because they couldn't handle the capacity as our franchise system grew at a rapid pace. 10 years ago, they couldn't keep up with the volume, and so then we had to switch off. And then we were with Teletrac, Navman Teletrac for a while.
Sure.
We had most recently for the last number of years.
Okay.
And then we ended up switching into your stuff. So they were just kind of behind the curve on the tech, honestly. Everything they were still offering up until last year was hardwired and antenna amplifiers and all nonsense that you had to, spend hours on end installing, or in most cases had to hire an installer because it was just to do on our own.
That's a big headache.
Yeah, and so there's cost hundreds of dollars to put a new unit in, kind of thing, and so we're looking at what else was available, like Samsara and your products and things that were the OBD-2 Plug-and-Play, and we're like, man, that looks so much simpler. It's less expensive. The startup costs were lower. Everything about it was lower. Obviously, the monthly price point was attractive to us with you guys. You guys came in a little below the industry standard for the monthly fees, which it doesn't sound like a lot when you're talking a few bucks a month, but when you're talking 20 to 40 bucks, then it's thousands of dollars in our pocket at the end of the year. So
definitely.
So we definitely like that. So so we've definitely used a few of them. I actually test sampled, I don't even know, probably 6 or 7 different units before I settled on yours for E.to. I tried, the KeepTrucking, Samsara, like a lot of the ones that are advertising currently. And honestly, your units were just, quite frankly, they were the least expensive, the easiest to install, or just as easy as the more expensive units. And no contract, which we like, you know what I mean? We're the kind of business that tries to stay cash heavy, just in case COVID. It's like, you never know. You
gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared.
We don't have cell phone contracts, none of that. So we really like the idea that there was no contract. It was just month to month, and it was, hey, these guys are kind of putting their money where their mouth is. They believe in their product enough. They're willing to give me a unit and just let me go for whatever length of term, and they're confident enough to know that I'm going to like their product and stick with it for a while. And so far, so good. Yeah. So. I actually installed the first couple myself here at our main office where I'm located, just to see what that process was. I actually videotaped it on the second or third one so that I could have a instruction video, basically, just to show them how to do it.
Nice.
It was very quick and simple. I mean, it took me longer to pull the old equipment out than it did to install yours. So it's like,
that's good to hear.
To pull the old equipment out, and when you're pulling it out, you don't have to be careful with it. It's just yanking and ripping.
Just yank it out.
It still took longer. So very, very impressed with the ease of use, the ease of setup with the app, and the online account setup was easy. I mean, you guys basically have them all pre-registered when you send them to us, and it's literally like you plug it in and it pops up on the account. Everyone else I've used prior to this, you have to plug it in, submit the IP address or whatever, and then set it up after the fact yourself. And it usually takes a day or two at least just to get it going. So that was frankly quite amazing to me. The fact that, I mean, it literally took me less than 10 minutes to install these things, and that was pop a side panel off the dash, plug it into the OBD-2, run the wire up to the dash. I just sticky tape the thing onto the dash and put the panel back on, and it was up and running within minutes. It was definitely the easiest ones I've used so far. The obvious one is just the location tracking, right? I mean, that's probably the most frequently used thing that we use it for. It's obviously, as being a moving company, all of our crews are out off-site, so it's easy to track the crews. And our dispatch managers use that a lot day to day, just to track it. I like it because obviously with our fleet being decentralized, like I said, over several offices and multiple states, I can maintain and track the fleet and know where my assets are, at all times, which is important. These trucks aren't cheap, so it's like, so that makes me feel good just being able to know where they are and what's in service and that kind of thing. Other than that, though, we do really like the alerts that are set up in there. So it's got, just a handful of them, and some of them we've used have alerts for a million things that we never used. But you guys kind of look like you just kind of tried to lock in on the most heavily useful
essential features. Yes. Yeah. No bloat. Just yes. Yeah.
Exactly. Which I really like because it made it quick. Again, setup was quick and easy. It was one of those things where it allows our managers, our dispatch managers, obviously for like speeding alerts, they can maintain safer drivers that way. And it keeps people on their toes, keeps them honest, right? When they know somebody's watching, I mean, the rollout of the app, the phone app was great. We've got that on our cell phones now, our manager phones, which is great. I know, especially for our managers in the field, love that. Because it's just a little more user-friendly. They were already able to do it through the website, which was optimized for mobile. But this is just even a cleaner,
even more accessible, right?
Yeah, and they're on the go all the time, running around, checking in on people and things. So for them, that's a great tool. I mean, so both. I mean, it's nice because you can, if I'm sitting here in my office like I am now, I can pull it up and I can leave the tracker up on a different screen and just monitor the fleet if I want to while I'm working on things. Or my guys in the field can use the phones to go track a crew down in real time and go find them to do safety spot checks and things like that. So yeah, it's very. We're using the excessive idle alert right now. One of our programs, it's on my whiteboard here for projects upcoming this quarter, to use some of the idle reporting to try and see where we can save some money. I mean, that seems like an obvious place where, of course, it got cold here in Illinois. And so all of a sudden the idle times all went up because everybody's got to warm the truck up or wants to keep the truck warm.
Oh, yeah.
We operate an all gas fleet now. So it's not as necessary as it used to be with diesel trucks. So, so we look at it as, hey, this is another opportunity we can use to monitor this. We can start out with a threshold and get alerts and coach to that. And then hopefully when we start getting no idle alerts at 15 minutes, we'll bring it down to 12 and we'll shoot for no 12 minutes. We'll get it down under 10. And, you start costing that out. And again, when you're talking this number of trucks, idle time doesn't seem like it's going to waste that much gas, but honestly, these big trucks, let's be honest, they're not the most efficient things on the road, right? So even sitting idle, it's chewing up some fuel costs. But I estimate that if we can get our excessive idles down about 80% from where they are now, from the 15-minute mark to 10 by the end of the year, I think heading into next year, there's a possible, we're talking 5-figure savings for sure. I think the estimate is about $27,000 we'll save just in monitoring idle times, which the alert will help us do. So.